All right, so let's get the party started. So you're in the right place if you want to figure out how to generate more listings in the craziest market that we've ever been in. As I'm recording this, there is no inventory in pretty much every market. So the biggest question that we have in my world, Real Estate B School, is how do I generate listings? And so how I'm going to approach the training today is a little bit of mindset, a little bit of like sort of business systems talk, and then we're just going to get into the 10 because I know you guys want to just give me the stuff, right? So hang in there, we'll get there, I promise, and it's going to be really, really impactful for your business. So the market is nuts, and we need to list to last. If you didn't grab a copy of the complete list, real quick story. So I've done this exercise a few times with our top members in our world. I'm connected to a lot of top agents and team leaders in all of the markets, right? We're not specific to a type of market. And this is a list that we came up with. And I sort of picked the 10 that I think are worth looking at given the current climate. So you want to grab a free copy of that they're all in there. And you could just, wherever you're watching this, anything around like, I want more listings or more listings, something like that, and we'll get you the free copy. So the guiding question I have for you today is, do I have the right lead gen levers? I think lead generation and marketing is a massive lever in your business. Do I have the right lead gen levers in place to systematically generate high quality seller leads? And if you do, and you're happy, you could save yourself 18 to 20 minutes, and you probably don't need to keep watching. My guess is that most of you are hungry and need what I'm going to go through today. So you're probably feeling frustrated. The market is different than when I got into real estate. I wouldn't wish the Great Recession years on anyone. This was 2000, I got in March 2007, 3 months before inventory shot straight through the roof in my market. And the good thing is I was able to get up to 92 active listings with just me and one admin. So that was pretty cool, but none of them were selling. It was just a flip of the market that we're in right now. So you're probably feeling a little bit defeated, a little bit frustrated. So this is a different, and I don't even like the word shift necessarily. There's just stuff going on with our economy and just global factors. And I don't think the builders have done a good job keeping up with demand. We do a monthly market overview, and there's something like, there's different sources that estimate how many homes that we are short in the US. And it's anywhere from like 2 to 5 million homes. Like we have a shortage of homes. So it's a different kind of shift. There's still all the big players that want to disrupt and kind of get in between you and your commission check and all of those sorts of things. But it's just a crazy time when you consider the macro and the microeconomic factors that are playing out in the world, in the US, in your state, in your local market. So it's definitely here. Lead costs are not going down, right? So the Zillows, even like an Ideal Agent or HomeLight, I mean, their goal is to get in between you and the client, the end user, the buyer seller, in this case, the seller, and charge as much as they possibly can, to extort as much of that commission as they possibly can. And we want to get away from that forever. And we're going to do that today. And it's hard to stand out. When I got into real estate, there were 15,000 agents in my market. The shift during those Great Recession years, which I think we're headed for something that could be worse, different, but worse in some respects. There was 15,000 agents. We got down to 5,000 agents, right? So at 15, it was hard to stand out. It wasn't so hard to stand out, when the true pros are left after the dust settles. So we want you to be one of the last men or women standing as this market plays out. And so what's the thing to do here, and what do we do about it? It's easy to be a doom and gloomer, to fall prey to the FUD. You'll hear me talk about lot about fear, uncertainty, doubt, all the headlines, and the way the headlines are being spun, right? When they say, foreclosures are up 112% over last year, they're still super low, right? I'm not saying that foreclosures won't become increasingly an issue, but as it stands now, it's just not an issue. It's like one of the, the second or third lowest year 2022 was for foreclosures, but the headlines are going to read like it's, 100, 200% increase. So they're always going to pick the thing that gets the eyeballs. So what you can do about it is you have to believe that it's possible to go out and list, let's say, wherever you are in your journey, whether you have no listings right now and you want to list 1 or 2 a week, or you have a handful of listings and you just want to get like 3 to 5 a week, you have to believe that it's possible. I have so many agents, I'll ask them, so what have you tried? What have you tried when it comes to whatever, literally whatever? And they'll say, well, no, I haven't tried anything because there's no listings. So you have to believe that you're capable of doing this, and you have to become obsessed, right? You need to be obsessed if you're going to stay in this industry. And what I mean by obsessed is that, yeah, you probably need to be that guy or girl that is constantly the playback reel is like, hey, I've got a problem. I need your help. There's no listings right now. Who do you know that has a home that they want to sell, or maybe tried to sell their home a few years ago, didn't get their price, or maybe you can move? Like, where can we send you? Ha ha ha. Right. That's the kind of obsession that I'm talking about. You need to be constantly on the lookout for listings. And I'm going to go through 10. You're going to get a list of 31 potential listing lead gen strategies. You need to look at your business, especially on top of funnel, as a bunch of oil wells. And so an oil well is not like, if I take this pen and let's say this is the ground here, and I just like lay the pen on the ground and I don't go deep enough with that oil well, there's going to be nothing there, right? So we build one well at a time and we go super deep on it. We don't want to go wide here, right? That was a bad analogy, but you get the picture. Like, if you're not even, if all the good stuff is down here and you're not even getting there, you need to go deep on the oil well, right? The oil is in the ground, but it's deep. Most agents will see a list of 31. Maybe they'll pepper, try 4 or 5 of them, but really light. And they'll say, these don't work, but if you have this mindset, you believe that it's possible, you're going to have this oil well approach, and you're going to go deep, not wide, and figure it out, right? That's what I want for you. We did an exercise as a team. The next point here is squeeze the lemon. So we did an exercise as a team. We literally cut lemons, and we had a bowl, and I think we did the whole room. The first person was told to squeeze the lemon to get as much lemon juice as they could out of it. So they squeezed it, and then they passed it, and then, okay, let's see if there's any lemon juice left. They squeezed it. I mean, I think we got through 15 people where they were still getting a drop or 2 out of the lemon. So your business is the same thing. So when you generate leads, when we're talking top of funnel leads are generated, you want to go as deep on a single lead gen lever, but you also want to, all the leads generated, you want to squeeze the lemon. You want to go call them all the times, text them, send them valuable information, whatever you need to do to turn the lead into a potential piece of business. You want to do it. So, I forget what this a reminder. You've heard me say this before if you've been on our trainings, that a business is simply a system of systems. It's nothing different. If you're not where you want to be from a financial standpoint, or you're not working the kind of hours that you want, maybe you're overstressed, you haven't thought about your business as a system of systems, and you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So you could say that I want to sell 50 or 100 homes this year, but if you don't have the systems to support it, it's a pipe dream. You're never going to get there. You could just stop kidding yourself. You need to take this business owner approach, and it's this game. Or when I talk top of funnel, it's actually, this funnel is turned on its side. So it's on the left side. These are all the things that we're going to talk about today. What are 10 things you could do to generate more listings? But then you need to think about, like, do you have all the other systems in place? Clearly, a little bit of selfish motivation here. We do all of it, right? So Real Estate B School is the business school. That's where the B comes from, the business school that allows you to think of your business as a system of systems and gives you all of those tools, systems, and tactics to deploy so you can make your life easier. You do this all right, and it's this virtuous cycle. We'll talk a little bit about that. And then I did another training, and wherever you're watching this, YouTube or in our Real Estate Business Builders Facebook group, I think it was called Listing Marketing Maximizer. So I want to make sure you go and consume that training. The goal here is to have a listings focused business, obsessed with listings all the time, not just this market, because it's easier to get buyers in this market, right? But you don't want buyers. You want the listings. You're going to turn that one listing into 5 commission checks. So check out that Listing Marketing Maximizer training. It's really, really good. All right, let's get into the good stuff. So I'm going to go through 10 of these. You can't do them all. I'm not going to get into all the nooks and crannies around this 10. I just want to inspire you that all of these are working. My network is vast, and I work with the top agents, the top teams in North America. And so all of these are proven. They're all vetted. They all take work. You need to be resourceful to figure them out. Clearly, if you're in our world, we'll help you implement them. But let's get into it. So number 1 is open houses. You're like, open houses? That sucks. That's like from the 1960s. Open houses with the intention to generate sellers. Open houses with the intention to generate sellers. And do the 5-5-10 or the 20-20-40. 5, 10, 20 houses to the left of that home, 5, 10, 20 houses to the right of that home, and 10, 20, 40 houses across the street. You're going to invite those sellers to join you at this open house. Get their help to pick their neighbor. And you're going to get to know them, and you're going to add them to your database, and you're going to ask them if they have thought about selling their home, if they know anyone in the neighborhood that has thought about it. So these are just in a very short period of time, you're able to have lots of contact with lots of home sellers, potential home sellers in an area that you want to focus on. We had an agent come on in our network, Real Estate B School, and she turned one open house. So it was her listing. She got 3 more deals, 2 of which were sellers, and she gave away her entire system to do it. So you may have sort of poo-pooed or dismissed open houses, like I don't want buyers, but do an open house with the intention of generating sellers. Call the whole neighborhood, circle prospect the whole neighborhood, and say, hey, listen, we have circle prospecting scripts that you can follow. But hey, listen, I just listed 123 Main Street, and I need your help. I want you to help me pick your neighbor. Or, we have buyers that are looking in the neighborhood. The home I'm listing is not the best fit. Do you know anyone else in the neighborhood that's looking to sell or that might consider selling, right? So you're just engaging and having tons of conversations. You need to increase your conversations if you're going to crush this market and be one of the few agents remaining. Number 2 is take a video challenge. We did, actually, we did it in this group. What did I call it? I think I call it video marketing, how to use video marketing to grow your sales. And I gave you guys a challenge. We had an agent in our group take 30 listings, and this was recently, and her market is just as crazy as every other market because every agent thinks that this won't work in my market. She took 30 listings in 90 days exclusively from going live every day in Facebook. And it wasn't hard calls to actions where it wasn't like, hey, listen, I'm desperate for listings every day, right? It's talking about her family. It's talking about some of her personal stuff, working out, some of the challenge she has in parenting, of course, business, so it's more the Gary Vaynerchuk, jab, 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 right hook. The jabs are the light and fun hearted. And then every once in a while you throw in that hook. And so she generated exclusively from taking the challenge, and she did it for 90 days, but she generated 30 listings in 90 days. Number 3 is for sale by owners. This is mindset wise. This is the kind of market where agents even think that, hey, you could probably sell it on your own. right? But if you have the mindset that the services I provide are so valuable, and I know the statistics for sale by owners is generally they get more than 10% less than homes that are listed with an agent, and that's all of agents, not as great an agent as I am. We had a guy do 25, and he showed us his whole system, 25 FSBOs in a single year. And all he did was generate the lead, send out some information, so a couple packets, not tremendously high cost packets, but then he would just put them on a list to call every Friday and keep in touch. FSBO Fridays is what he would call them. And so, do you have a for sale by owner program in place? We've done handwritten letters to for sale by owners. Those work really, really well. These are easy calls to make. Number 4 is expired listings. And you're like, there are no expired listings. You'd be surprised if you look at your expired listings, and there are some tech and system hacks that you need to do. But if you were to look at the amount of expireds 2, 3, 4 years ago that never sold, and nobody's calling them, nobody's mailing them, right? We do handwritten letters to old expireds, the expireds that nobody, I promise you, if there's an expired in your market today and it's a decent listing, for whatever reason it didn't sell, 100 agents are going to call it today. Nobody's calling the expired from March 2020, right? When they got caught in the beginning of the pandemic, right? So do you have a system in place for expired listings? This is one of those systems that agents, they let it go when things are going really great, and then they try to bring it back. And this is a system that you want to put in place and keep in place forever and always. We've got a really good, we even have a luxury expired listing training program as well, how to break into luxury through expireds. Number 5 is just straight up database marketing. So you have past clients and folks that know, like, and trust you, friends, colleagues, family members. Are you working your database in a way with intention where you're going to find someone that needs to sell, or somebody that knows someone that needs to sell? Are you making those calls to your database with the obsessive focus on, I need listings and you're my gateway to a listing? Listen, let's just take a minute. Who do you know that has to sell a home or tried to sell their home? Let's think for 1 second. I need your help, right? So be intentional. I never was one for, the whole Ford friends, occupation, recreation, dreams conversation. I'm just to the point. I'm just, hey, listen, Sally, I've only got a minute, but I wanted to give you a call. I need your help. I know you're well connected in the community, or I know you work uptown and you've got lots of friends. We have no listings right now. I've got big goals. Who do you know that has a home to sell, or tried to sell their home, or has talked about selling their home? Let's just think for a second. Moment of silence, right? Okay, well, I get it. You probably can't think of anyone right now, but when you do think of someone, I need you to text me on a 3-way text, their name, just connect us on a 3-way text, or you can just have them text their information, right? So you're just planting all of these seeds, and they will bear fruit in the future, but they're not going to bear any fruit if you don't actually do the activities, right? This is one of those things. I'll ask someone, so what have you done to generate listings? Have you reached out to your database? They're like, no, there's no listings. I'm like, well, okay, you're not even in the game. Mentally, you've checked out of the game. We don't want to do that. Social proof. I'm not going to go back to the graphic, but essentially that funnel, you do everything right in the process. You get your clients to generate new. I've done a training. Hopefully you guys have seen it. If you haven't, go back and look at it. I think I called it social proof as a lead gen lever. That system, just doing a great job, and then getting the seller in this case to just sing your praises is a guaranteed way to get an additional deal or two. And there's a bunch of tracking and scripts that you need to use in that process as well. But this one's a no-brainer. New home builders, right? If you haven't cultivated relationships with new home builder reps, every day, they probably talk to a buyer that has a home to sell, but doesn't have an agent, right? So visiting new home builder reps, getting to know them, getting to know their inventory, right? So there's a twofold thing here: to get listings of the buyers that come in, but get to know them, meet with them once a week, bring them coffee, bring them donuts, and say, hey, listen, anything changed with your inventory this week? I want to know what's going on in this community with your inventory. If anything falls through, let me know. I will get out to my network and I may have a buyer for you. And then also, if you have any buyers, like just get to know them, build relationships with new home builder reps. Number 8 is buyer sold signs. This is super ninja. So when a home closes, and we have a special form for this, but when a home closes, you get your buyer to agree in advance for you to put your sold sign on their property. Most agents don't use like the sold anymore. If you get them to agree in advance that post-closing, you can put your sign in their yard for 2 weeks or a week or whatever, it blows the mind of the neighbors. So there was probably a sign in the yard for, let's say, even if it was a quicker sale, maybe 30, 40, 50 days, that sign disappears. They didn't never put a sold rider on it, and your sign appears as sold. And it's totally legit. You did actually sell it, even though you brought the buyer. So if you sell a dozen buyers a year and you get 12 more signs in yards with sold, it'll generate a handful of listings for you. So again, it's not a 50 transaction per year type deal, but something you definitely can consider. So number 9 is affiliates. How can you leverage the relationships you have with your lenders, with your attorneys, with your title reps, with your roofer guy, with your repair guy, with your inspectors? Think of all of the people you do business with and how much you enrich their piggy bank. And do they ever send you business? Right? You send them business, but are they ever sending you business? Call them once every other month or once a quarter. Say, hey, listen, John, I've got big goals. We have no listings. I need your help. It's the same script. I need you to do me a favor. I need you to keep me top of mind when it comes to anyone that might be looking to sell their home. Right? So this is just another person, another relationship, and they have a web, so you're building this web of folks that are out there helping you find listings, helping you find folks that need a competent agent to help list their home. Number 10, last but not least, we've had massive success with giveaways. We have a training in our member portal, in our training portal, called Becoming the Digital Mayor of Your Market. I don't think I've done the training in Real Estate Business Builders, but essentially getting your vendors, instead of doing like a twice a year client event, getting your vendors to help pay for some kind of giveaway, a Yeti cooler around the summer months, or we had folks do a Girl Scout. They bought like $500 worth of Girl Scout cookies and did this whole thing, and just massive awareness around doing good in the community in that case, and generating legitimate buyer and seller opportunities from it. So another proven lead gen source. The cool thing about this is that you can stop doing your twice a year client events and you can go to 6 to 8 social media giveaways and get them 100% zero based. So 100% of this cost will be covered by your vendors. They operate from a different pocket of money when it comes to sponsorships. I'm specifically talking about lenders, even attorneys will do this. Lenders mostly, they have a different pocket of money. They don't have to go through all the marketing agreement, nonsense that they'll put you through if they help you pay for lead sources. So this is a really powerful one as well. Make sure you grab a copy. That's all of them. That's the top 10, which I think are relevant right now, given all of the mistakes, all of the years, all of the successes I've had in the business. But grab a copy of the full 31. Just comment more listings. If you want to go further, faster, just grab a coaching call with us. We call these business growth assessment calls. It's REBS growthassessment.com. If you're not achieving your goals, if you are a little bit fearful, a little bit uncertain, a little bit of doubt is creeping in with what's going on and the drying up of inventory, you need to do something about it, right? So just jump on a call with us and we'll see if we can help you achieve your goals, get your business back on track, rebsgrowthassessment.com, and we will see you on the next training. Much love, much respect from Tokyo, Japan. We'll see you.